Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Matt Samolsky here, Matt the Car Guy. So again, work takes me traveling, and when I got to the airport, I got asked a very strange question, and I don't know if you would answer the same way. So when I went to the airport, the car that was supposedly getting rented was out, wasn't back, and the lady asked me, hey, you know, do you have two choices? You can either take the Dodge Caravan or you can take this. It took me about a few seconds to figure out, was she joking or was she serious? She was that serious. So of course we took this, and this is a 2019 BMW X3. Now it's not the newest model, but there's really nothing that's changed since 2018 when it was redesigned. So I decided to review it and give you my thoughts on it. So as always, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look around this vehicle, gonna take a look at the front of it, the side of it, the back of it, interior, take it for a spin, and then you get to hear my thoughts. So if you're ready, let's go. Right, so if you look at the front of this car, I mean, it's typical BMW, unmistakable, those double kidney grille that's in here, and that's actually a grille that doesn't open. Now on some of the BMWs we've seen that it opens up to let more air into the car if it gets too hot. This one stays closed at all times. Still looks pretty cool. LED lights, now those are not the active lights, this is just a regular BMW LED lights. You got the fog lights right here, you got the BMW logo in here. This one is dressed in beautiful white color with the black interior, and it does have the pano sunroof, one of the premium features that was added to this car. Now this one also has like the air intakes, air curtains if you will, that let the air go in here, go cool down the wheel well, and come out right here. So as we move to the side, I mean, there's real nothing crazy. The mirrors are the same color as the rest of the body of the car. It does have the LED turn signals. It does have the two distinct body lines that are going across this vehicle, and kind of like a polished aluminum trim at the bottom here. The wheels, this is the standard wheels that this vehicle comes with. This is the 18-inch wheels, but it also have variety of other ones if you look up on the BMW website that you can choose from. Now this particular one is a two-wheel drive, so they're also available with the X-Drive, which is the all-wheel drive. This is called the S-Drive, and we're going to talk about the price in just a little bit once we get inside. But before we do that, let's check out the rear gate and the roominess inside of it. Alright guys, so first of all, let's take a look at the key. It's this typical BMW key that all modern BMWs have. Some of the M series will have the M on the side, or like the M red and blue coloring on it. But this one is very simple. It's unlock, lock, gate, and the panic button. So let's open up the gate and let's see what's inside of here. Quite a bit of room. This one has a spare tire. It's a space saver spare tire, but it is there. It is an extra option that was $190 when I looked at the specs for this vehicle, but it is there. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. What else is here? You do have your cargo cover. You do have, this is kind of high comparing to some other cars, and that's because that spare tire is in there. It takes up another few inches. I'll show you the close-up of it, but before I do that, I want to close this up and kind of go over the back of this vehicle. So you see this nice, like, on top of the vehicle spoiler, it's got this built-in LED brake light on it. It's got those nice typical BMW lights. All the newer BMWs, SUVs, they have very similar lights. It seems like, you know, a lot of those German manufacturers are going to the same theme for all of their cars. It's just you can pick small, medium, large, or extra large, right? So in this case, it would be the X1, the X3, which is this one's like kind of direct competition to the size of the vehicles like Mercedes GLC, Audi A5, Porsche Macan in the premium category. So this is the X3. Now this says S-Drive 30i. I don't know what that means, but it is a 2-liter engine. It's not a 4-liter engine. The 40i would be the inline 6-cylinder engine, more powerful. X3 badging on the side here, and now I promised you to go inside of here, so let's do that. Let's open it up. Right, so as we're getting closer, you can see what I'm talking about as far as that lost space. It's the space right here. I would have to look at the BMW, the regular without the space saver tire, and see if that's not here. But I would imagine, just because this tire sits so much higher, I think, my opinion, I would rather have the spare tire than not have it. So it wouldn't be just a big deterrent for me if I lose a little bit of a height in the cargo room. Now, as you can see, the seats are 40-20-40, so this is a split that the seats come out. Here's your another power outlet right here. This is your regular power outlet, and the seats, to fold them down, you can simply press the buttons and there you go. There's quite a bit of room if they are folded down. So yeah, for your Costco run or anything like this, plenty of space. You can either fit 1 or 3 or 2 people inside and still have some pass-through to the room. So that completes the back of it. Let's check out the roominess inside. Right, so as always, let's check out the roominess in the back seat. Front seat adjusted to my regular driving position. Again, I'm 6 feet tall. That's just for the point of reference. And we're gonna see how much room I have here. So I do have quite a bit of room. It's actually probably more than on some of the other vehicles in this class. I probably have about, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, maybe 3.5 inches between my knee before it hits actually the back of the seat. And I think part of the reason too is the seat is nicely contoured, so it allows that extra space that you have for the wheels. What else is in here? I mean, you can see the nice trim. Let's check it out together. Okay, as you get closer to it, you can see they use some premium materials in it. I mean, this is a nice wood grain trim, polished aluminum door handle. There's a speaker right here. This is an X, which means it's an X series vehicle. So this is X3. Now, if you look at the seat, nice seats, 3 seat belts in here. You also have the climate control controls right on here. This is so you passengers can adjust the temperature inside of the back of the vehicle. Now this one's also equipped with the panoramic sunroof, so you can see it goes all the way through the vehicle, and it's actually pretty nice. It lets a lot of room inside of the car. Only partially opens up, but that gives you enough air to circulate inside of it. It's really quick. What I want to check out here is the sound of the closing doors, as we always do. Somebody once told me it's the check of quality. So let's see how it sounds. It sounds pretty solid. I don't think it sounds as solid as the Mercedes-Benz, to be honest with you, but it's a pretty heavy, it's a pretty solid sound as far as that. Let's check out the interior now. Yeah, so let's get the closer look. Let's get the quick look at the door in here, and let's see what we have. Same trim continues as it was on the back door. Now you have the lock and unlock button. You have 2 memory seat settings. Most of the Mercedes got 3. Now you have the adjustment for the windows. You can lock the windows out, adjustment for the mirrors, and this is your gate opener right here. Get it really closer because it is getting dark, so it might be hard to see. On the side right here, you see you have multiple ways to adjust your seat, and that includes actually the front of the seat. This is the sport seat, so this is an adjustment for it, and overall a very nice and clean looking interior. Let's take a look at the interior of it. Alright, so let's take a quick look at the interior of this vehicle. As you can see, it's a typical BMW steering wheel. Now you have this kind of polished aluminum trim, and this is leather wrapped steering wheel. It's a multifunction steering wheel. It doesn't have as fancy features, as many features as some of the Mercedes-Benz with the MBUX, the touch pad controls and stuff like this, but it's functional. It is a heated steering wheel. Again, this is an extra option that this vehicle was equipped with. So it's got the heated steering wheel. It does have your cruise control setting. Anyways, BMW logo. On this side you have controls for your different modes for the radio. Okay, let's move on to
no results found. Online search. Please say the desired point of interest.
Okay, let's move that, and let's take a look at the displays. Simple displays. You have the speedometer on the left, the tachometer on the right, you have the temperature control on the right, and the gas gauge on the left. You have your trip and the total mileage at the bottom, and you have your time and the temperature in the middle. Now these parts, okay, they actually have different modes. So you can have music collection, preset, satellite radios for your radio and stuff like this, and they can also display a navigation system. Now this is you can display a map system in here if you set it up in your settings. So that's helpful. Normally, even if you don't choose it and you choose the navigation, you're gonna be able to see the turn-by-turn direction right in here, so you don't have to actually take your eyes off the road. Now this part right here, where you can see my finger sliding right now, this is all analog. This part is the screen, so that's kind of nicely incorporated. Again, not as robust as some of the other one, the digital cockpit and audio, or the Mercedes-Benz MBUX, but not bad at all for the vehicle. Now this particular one, let's take a look in here. Now this particular one does have the navigation system. That was actually a $1,700 option on this vehicle, and this one is equipped with this. I switched it on to the night mode because I think it presents itself a lot better with the night mode with a dark background on it. And what else do we have here? Now, first of all, you can control it via touch. So you have your touchscreen control. Push this in. This is your main screen for the different settings, and you can actually see the media radio. That's your first button right here, and this is your music collection, but you can also have different artists. Now I don't know, this was not sure if this was in the vehicle or somebody who rented it before actually downloaded some of those titles in here. So Adele, you know, that's, she wants to say hello, so say hello Adele. See the radio, how the radio works.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
It's me.
Oh, who's this? Wrong number?
I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet.
Dang, definitely wrong number. Anyway, so that was the radio, and it's not any special radio, it's a standard radio, comes with it. Sounds actually pretty decent. I'm not sure if YouTube is gonna get the copyright notice, and am I gonna be you know, muted with the radio, but hopefully right now, since it's not playing, you're gonna be able to hear what I'm saying. So nice crisp sound, nothing special, nothing fancy. Let's go back to the home screen, and here you have your communications. This is basically, hey, if you forgot to check what date it is September 15th 2020. Navigation system, that's a $1,700 option that this vehicle was equipped with. And actually there's two things. Well, first of all, I personally like vehicles with navigation system. Most of the people that I know, they said they don't care. They use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and it just works just as fine. Maybe I'm not as sophisticated. I haven't really figured out of how to use all of that, but navigation system, in my opinion, it's a pretty cool feature in the car. Problem comes in when you want to find a destination. So if you want to find a destination with the navigation system, you can do it actually a few ways, right? So we can go to the map, and then we can actually go to zoom it in, zoom it out. That's basically by the controller, and then enter new destination, right? So if you want to do it and you don't want to do voice, here's what you have to do. First of all, press this, okay, and enter address. And let's say you want to pick the state. Okay, so now you can pick the state. Okay, we're going to Colorado. We're going street house number, for example. And once you get to that, or even in this stage, this is this cumbersome, hard to deal with dial that I thought everybody just kind of went away and actually have like maybe on-screen type of deal where you actually have, you know, can type in the address. Wait a minute, what did it just do? You see that? Now this one is
A.
Oh.
B.
So maybe this is something that can be done, and I haven't checked it, so, but this is done on this little trackpad, if you will, right here. So all I did is basically started putting numbers on it. So let's say this one's gonna be 4
4
4
4
0
0
1.
1.
Okay, hey, this might not be as bad as I thought it would be if you just get used to it. I guess everything has got a first, and this was a first one for me. I know Mercedes, the old trackpads, did it. I didn't realize BMW was too. So that's your navigation system. Go back to the menu. What else is here? Vehicle. So, let's go back here for a second. Vehicle. So now you can see that the last trip that we took is 25.8 miles per gallon. Now this vehicle is actually rated 21 to 30, which is actually pretty darn close, right in the middle. And this was a lot of stop and go traffic, a lot of stops, a lot of city driving mixed with the driving on the expressway. So not too bad. 34.4 miles an hour. That just tells you that it was not all of the highway driving. Notification, I guess, if there's any alerts or anything like this, it would be right here. What you can choose in the vehicle? So vehicle settings, exterior lighting, okay, one touch turn signal 3 times. I like that feature, you don't have to worry about it. Comfort, welcome lights, pathway lighting means the lights will stay on 20 seconds after you leave the vehicle. Doors and key, one thing that I had to actually change is to make sure that it opens both doors. Intelligent safety, pedestrian warning active, frontal collision warning standard on this vehicle, by the way. Speed warning, okay, this is at 82 miles per hour, and you can actually select the different speeds. So this is just for those people that would get pulled over. It says, officer, I did not even realize how fast I was going. So this is actually for them. Driver attention control, sensitive standard off. Again, this is something like the Mercedes has, that's gonna nudge you if you drive for too long and actually not stop, right? Automatic PDC activation. So this is the guides and guidelines for the parking, driving experience control. So you can configure in different drive modes. You can configure climate functions, vehicle tracking, and you can actually select vehicle tracking. So in case it got lost or stolen, BMW can track lost positioning of that. So this is basically it as far as the infotainment system. Now, in order to get this size of a screen, you actually have to get like the navigation system. That's the 10.25-inch screen. If you had the regular one without the package, this would actually be 6 inches or so, so much smaller. What else we have here? Really quick, there's your radio. CD player, one of the last cars that have CDs. Actually, CD changer. Really? I'll be darned. Mode band, this controls your radio. You know, it can get confusing because this knob is really close to your temperature knob, and it kind of looks the same. What else we have here? This is your climate control settings. So this is pretty much self-explanatory, but it is all right here as well. And storage compartment, you can open it up. You have the USB port, you have 2 cup holders. This is your shifter. Obviously it's an electronic shifter, but it is in the shape of the regular shifter. So, you know, if you want to move it, put it in neutral or reverse, which actually going to activate the rear view camera. Let's put it in park for just a second, and we'll get to the camera in just a little bit. But I want to point out there is Sport, Comfort, and Eco Pro driving mode, and you can turn off your traction control. This is your electronic parking safety, right? So this is your parking sensors. This is your electronic parking brake. So this is it. This is the interior of this BMW. Now, what's this little button right here? Let's press it and let's see what happens. Okay, we just turn on that parking thing. So let's just figure out one thing at a time. Let's take a look at the rear view camera. So take a look at the rear view camera. It's kind of a split setting, and if you move your steering wheel, you can see which direction you're gonna go. So this is kind of the guidance, this kind of the help that you get when backing in, which is a pretty nice feature. Okay, change driving modes. Okay, so this is pretty cool too. Okay, we change it to, this is your comfort mode. This is like calming mode. This is your eco mode, eco pro mode. Okay, that remains in blue, but if you want to get more aggressive, you hit the sport mode, and this is what you're gonna get. So this is your driving modes. You select them. I showed you right by the gear shifter right here. Guys, that's it. That sums up the interior of this vehicle. Let's just take a quick look, you know, in the cabin and take a look at what's here. I apologize if the car is not super clean. This is a rental and I can't really detail it on the road. Trim right here. This is more of a soft plastic. Not bad. Overall, the vehicle feels good. It feels like the right size for me. And even though I like a little bit bigger SUVs, this one will definitely do. So put that in park and let's take it first. Hey guys, so you know, here's what I found. I found the original sticker for this vehicle in the glove box, and here's what was not included in the package. So the base price on this car is $41,000. The convenience package, which include comfort, access, keyless entry, panoramic moonroof, lumbar support, Sirius XM with 1-year subscription, was $2,800 bucks. So kind of like premium one package. but maybe not with the Mercedes. 2800 versus 1800 or 2000 Mercedes. That includes the biggest screen. Okay, anyways, heated steering wheel was 190 bucks. Space Saver tire was 150 bucks. Heated front seats, $500. Navigation system was $1,700. Total price for this vehicle was $47,385. And when I told you it was 23 and 30 highway, 26 miles per gallon combined, right on the nose. 25.8 is what it shows on here. So let's talk about the engine a little bit. We never had a chance, and I didn't want to show you this dirty engine on this rental car, but there's actually two engine options that is available with this vehicle. One of them, which is this one, is a 2.0 liter engine, 248 horsepower. It doesn't seem like it's a lot of power for the vehicle. I mean, we've seen a lot of Mercedes going 280 and stuff like this, but also 245, I think it's a standard for most of the four-cylinder vehicles. Now it also has, you know, a inline 3-liter engine, which 330 horsepower, I believe that is, and a lot of people are concerned for some reason, I'm not sure why, the 0 to 60. So 0 to 60, this one is published at 6.2, so it's a decent quick acceleration. BMW surprised me before with their great acceleration, great gear ratio. Now this one is also paired with the 8-speed sport automatic transmission with sport and manual shift. You have the pedal shifters right here, so this one is going to be helpful. I'll put it in the sport mode. I'm going to keep in the sport mode to see how this thing handles. So let's take it for a quick spin. We're going to take a look at two things. First of all, I'm going to put this back, and I'm going to take a look at the rear view camera and see, you know, backing up, how easy that is. That actually is pretty easy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to check out the turn radius. So it's first spot, let's see, first spot, right? 1, 2, 3, we're getting like 3.5 spots. So, you know, just for a comparison, when I did the G-Wagon, it was about 4 spots and a lot larger vehicle. So it is tight, it is nice, it is not really difficult to drive. Seat belts, you know, tensioners, when you start driving, they kind of pull up on you just to make sure that they're working, which is a nice safety feature. Now take it for a spin and see how this vehicle will actually handle on the road. Now I've driven it for the last few days, so I know, but I want you to come with me and see if I can get you close to at least experience a little bit of that. Nice sports steering wheel. See the traffic subside a little bit as far as on the freeway, so hopefully I'll be able to get that up to speed in a little bit and see how the merging is and things like this. Now sport mode, so acceleration, I hit it and I can feel it, you know, it goes. There's no question about it that it is capable. You don't even hear it as much. Now I've had problems with some of the other 4-cylinder turbo engines that they were kind of noisy and they were struggling to get you up to speed. This is not the quietest, is that even the word? Most quiet vehicle, but it is definitely capable, and it doesn't seem like it struggles. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to put this up a little bit so I can have a better control of the steering wheel. So here we go. We're gonna be able to get on the expressway as soon as that light turns, and we're gonna see two things. I see that there's a pretty sharp curve coming up on the on-ramp, so we'll be able to see handling and acceleration at the same time. So far it's nice and solid, I gotta tell you. Now I wish this was an X-Drive. I think the X-Drive is the all-wheel drive. Probably at about $2,000-3,000. I'll post it and the link or at the bottom of this video in the description to see what the difference is between this and the X-Drive, but I believe it's close to $3,000. It's also a little bit quicker, I think, because all four wheels get power to it. Here's a nice GTR Mercedes, but let's concentrate on this. Sharp curve coming up. I don't feel too much of that body roll. I mean, of course there's a little bit and we're not going super fast, but let's hit it and let's see merging in traffic. Yes, you can definitely hear it, but it does not struggle. Catches up with traffic right away. We're doing 60 miles an hour right now, which is within speed limit, by the way, but it is definitely capable. It's fairly comfortable. The one thing that I gotta tell you with the navigation system, which even though it's pretty nice to set it up, and let's see if we can see the previous destination, as I don't think you can do that, or recent destinations, so we can set it up to the previous destination. And I don't want to change route preference, so let's go in here, and here it is. It shows me right here of where I need to go, but I wonder if it's gonna tell me of, see, it doesn't tell me. Let's turn on.
In 1/4 mile, turn left onto Plymouth Road.
I guess it's a little bit different with each vehicle. You have to get used to basically turning this thing on and then keeping it on. I must have turned it off because I didn't hear that saying anything. So in 0.2 mile, Plymouth Road.
Exit right.
Already? Okay, yes, we're exiting right. So it does tell me that. And
exit right onto I-494 South.
oh, it's cool. We're gonna have a lot of basically cornering here, getting into that curve. I can hear that wheels squeal a little bit.
394 East.
It was probably a little bit too fast going in here, which is not bad. But it holds on to the road pretty nicely. So do it again. And here it.
Bear left onto I-394 East.
You can hear it, but it's not like, I don't feel like I'm losing control of this car. So nice, and again with a little bit of acceleration, merging in traffic. Nice, comfortable ride, right visibility. If anything, just like with anything else, I mean, the mirrors are a little bit too small. I have to kind of see, even though they're adjusted pretty well, but I have to kind of lean in and see what's actually in the mirror. So if I were to zonk it for something, be the mirrors for sure. Could be a little bit bigger. Okay. Second thing would be the rear view mirror. I wonder why not all of those cars don't have that mirror that turns into a screen right now. And I'm not like, I love technology, and we're gonna turn off that thing, but I love technology, but sometimes it gets in the way. Now, because of all of these features on this car and the aerodynamics, that rear view is not really that visible. Now, I don't have anybody sitting there. The 3 headrests definitely get in the way, but that's most of the SUVs. So I wouldn't like hold it against. I would just like to see a little bit of improvement on here. What else? Actually, I think that if this was, instead of like the 248 horsepower, if they made it like 268, 20 more horsepower, I think would put a lot of difference into the performance on this vehicle. It's capable, it's merging. I wish it was a little bit better. I think that the inline 6, I know the inline 6 is a lot faster than this particular one. So I would love to see that and test drive one of those and see how it is. So overall, I like this car. It was a nice surprise that they actually rented me a BMW, even though I haven't requested one. But that was a very nice and pleasant surprise. So summing it all up, we'll give it a thumbs up. $47,000 is definitely in range with all of the other SUVs like the GLC, the Q5. It's cheaper than Porsche Macan, but it is also, you know, a little bit slower as well. So give it a thumbs up. This one's already had about 29,933 miles, so almost had 30,000 miles, and it does drive like a brand new vehicle, so that's another good thing. BMW's got the 4-year warranty, 4-year 50 or 4-year 60,000 miles warranty, so that's gonna help you out if you decide to buy a new one or if you decide to buy a pre-owned. My only suggestion would be to make sure you do have some kind of a warranty with those vehicles. They do get costly if they have repairs. Anyways, if you do like the videos like this, I love to post them. I love to get me a boost of confidence if you say that you like that. So click that little like button, subscribe at the bottom of it. I really appreciate every single view and the comments that you put on it. I try to respond to every single one of them. Again, if you like it, I appreciate the subscription. Guys, I will see you in my next video. Cheers.